These hills all look the same.
Wouldn't worry about it. You can't get lost in the countryside anyway.
You can.
There's no corners here. How can you get lost in a place where there's no corners?
Such a twat, Duncan.
What a funny, mate.
No walls means everything is always straight on, so just chill out.
Yeah, see, to be fair, Duncan is right about that, Ian. You've just got to relax.
What did you roll that with?
I used the corner of the map.
Are you insane?
But relax, Ian. It's just a corner. We never go in there. All the stuff Mr. Carlisle pointed at was in the middle.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Exactly.
All right, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about Get Duke with me this morning, or at least this morning over here. Hola, I know. Let's see if we can get the 4 minutes, and then we can throw out all random Spanish. But first, so I'm going to be directing in questions individually, so we can make the Zoom work. So, Louis, I think that your character sort of is the one that straddles the sort of the tricky tone of the movie. Like it's sort of the movie switches tones on the audience. So did you feel that you couldn't quite play that you were in on the joke to make him sort of work for what needed to happen? If you could talk about the challenge of that.
A little bit, because like Duncan's sort of like, he's kind of the one who's the most jokey, but the one who's but he still has to feel within it. But I never really thought of it playing the drama, the absurdity, even when Duncan himself is the most absurd. So I was still playing the drama, but it was always like he's slightly still has a more unusual side to the drama. So it was always just playing it straight, but with a little bit of quirkiness. So it was like, but then again, I'm very much like Duncan. So in a way, that was kind of not too hard, but it was a little bit tricky. But I kind of got that side of it, and Ninian was always very like wanted him to be a bit more quirkier, I guess, than the other three.
That's a one way to put it. Sam, let me talk to you this. I didn't. The movie sort of has this sort of anarchic spirit to it, and you guys are always having to deal with the old people, which I guess includes me. But then I looked up the age of your director, and he's not as young as you guys. So how is sort of dealing with that old person directing you throughout this particular movie?
No, it wasn't too bad. He's got a very young spirit, I think. Like he's got a very young like aura about him. Do you know what I mean? I think he's a very mature guy. Do you know what I mean? But I think he's definitely got that side to him, like just a bit like childish. You know what I mean? I think to make this film, you can't be an adult, not an adult. Do you know what I mean? And in my eyes, man. And I think, like Viraj said last time, he said Ninian's got every bit of this character in him. Do you know what I mean? And I think once you know him, you can see that and sort of pull it out in him. Do you know what I mean? Which helps you as well, I suppose.
All right.
But, yeah.
But how about sort of within the dynamic of the group, your character is the square, you know?
Yeah.
So is that a fun challenge to play, or did you get frustrated a bit not to be able to while out like the rest of your co-stars?
No, I mean, because we were wiling out anyway. Do you know what I mean? It was pretty wild as it was. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
But what do you call it? Like when we first started, these all like sort of had to bond, or like we were all sort of getting a bit of a bond, but I had to sort of turn that off once we started filming.
Sorry, sure.
Do you know what I mean? Well, once we started doing our scenes and stuff, you obviously at the start you can't really see that it's got a lot of chemistry, or you know what I mean. So that it was a little bit hard trying to switch that off, but
yeah, it shows on screen. So thank you for that. So Viraj, I don't want to wrap without having to ask you a question.
I'd be offended, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, I know that's going to happen, but let me ask. Now, it's just time constraint, man. I could talk to you forever. So let me ask you this: was it sort of funny because I'm the father of two 14-year-olds, and when I look at the stuff, the music they listen to, I feel like hip hop and drugs. So was it sort of funny to turn that stereotype like 3,000 times on its head with his character?
Yeah, for sure. He's not talking about, you know. Well, he's rapping about what he's been inspired, you know, or told what he thinks the right thing to rap about. And once he drops that facade and realizes, well, this isn't my reality, and I'm not with girls and drugs and fast cars and big houses, and this is where I am. And he kind of embraces this new challenge, and he finds his unique market amongst a group of old farmers. So yeah, if you're gonna rap, make it from the heart. Make it what's true to you.
Yeah, your character is the reason I'm sending my teenagers tomorrow to watch the movie on Amazon Prime. So
send them to the Highlands as well. To the Highlands.
Yeah, I know. My time's up. So pleasure talking to you guys. Thank
Nice
you so much.
talking.
And
Thank you, man.
stay safe. Muchas gracias.
Buenas noches.
Gracias.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, pero se me acabó el tiempo.